You're listening to the Laura the Library Lady podcast, presented by the Massillon Public Library.
Hi, it's Laura the Library Lady here at the Massillon Public Library in our basement studio of the Duncan House with local author Dr. Tirrell Woodson. Welcome, Dr. Woodson.
Thank you guys for having me.
Well, as a local author in our Massillon area, can you talk about your background? And I know what you're going to say about where you're from.
Oh, absolutely. So I was born and raised here at Massillon. I went to Washington High School. I graduated in 2009. So I am a Tiger fan.
Awesome. So what made you get your start in writing?
You know, I've always wanted to write. I just couldn't find the genre of where I wanted to go in. Mm-hmm. And then after having kids, I have 3 beautiful daughters. And I realized, I said, you know what? I said, I want to go into writing children books. And what better way to start off with writing a story about my 3 daughters. So becoming sisters.
Wonderful. And that's the title of your book here, a lovely picture book called Sisters, and illustrated by Deborah. Is this Deborah?
Yes.
Saha? And is that someone also local, or was that someone that the editor found you?
Overseas. I actually found this illustrator overseas.
Oh.
Yes.
Very interesting.
Yes.
So are these computer-generated illustrations, do you know? We have this book in our library here at Massillon, so people can check it out.
I am not sure.
I've asked you a question that stumped you. I'm sorry.
So that right there is actually a good question. All I know that he is very talented.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's a lovely book, and as I say, we do have it in our library here. So I wanted to ask you also about some more of your background as to, I believe you're in education.
Yes. So I've been in education for a little over 6 years. I am an elementary teacher. I teach 4th grade. This is my 2nd year teaching 4th grade.
And those kids are pleasurable, I think, in the classroom because they can kind of do things for themselves. They're not babies. They are able to fend for themselves a little bit. You can kind of give them maybe a little bit of independence.
Absolutely. So having 4th grade students, they are right at the perfect age that, you don't have to baby them as much.
That's what I thought.
You can kind of joke with them, play with them, talk, with them. And also you don't have to spoon feed them through every step of the lesson. So you can kind of model the steps, and then you can send them on their way for independent work. So that right there works out well for me. So it's a perfect group to teach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would think since they understand things more, they're used to, education, school, learning things, and listening to you, hopefully. So that does
absolutely.
Seem like
my students are very great listeners. Classroom management is perfect. And to be honest with you, I have a good group of students this year.
That's always nice.
It is always nice.
That helps.
Unfortunately, I'm not going to get it every year.
Isn't that funny? Yeah, sometimes their personalities just don't.
Yes.
Blend.
So it's different every year, believe it or not. So I'm just hoping that I get another group of well-behaved students. But unfortunately, like I said, so every year is always different. But this year is most definitely enjoyable as of right now.
Sure, and you can have a really great effect on them that way. And on those students that are more, toward the other end of the maybe poor behavior, I'm sure you have a good effect on them, but probably a little bit easier.
Yes, it is. And, and also not only that, just showing them what else I do. They all know that I am an author. So I've read my book to them and just showing them just different avenues in life of what they can do and what they can become. So that right there kind of help them stay on track, is because that every day, or if not a couple times during the week, I try to remind them, keep in mind, guys, remember of who you want to become in the future. You can become the next author and things like that. And you actually, it feels really good to hear some of my students say I have a teacher who's an author, and, I want to be an author. And so that it brings joy to you.
Yeah, and gets them interested in books and reading and writing and all of those important things. Whether they become an author like you or not, still benefits them.
Yes, and it does. And then, they can, show the books to their friends, and then you can kind of get them engaged in reading,
Right.
by them knowing that your teacher is an author. So again, just like you said, it can kind of get them into that reading area. So
Yeah, just make it a little bit more exciting. So, obviously, you said you've modeled your characters after your daughters. Did you find that kind of therapeutic in a way? Did you model the parents in the book after yourself and your wife?
I did not model the characters. Like my family. However, it is ideal, but no, I did not. So pretty much I just wanted to bring something different. Like I knew what I wanted to go for. So if you look in the book, you notice that my characters are African American characters. So I just kind of wanted to bring something different to the generation in that, just other, African American kids can kind of see themselves in books in this generation. However, my book is for everyone, but still, I just wanted to bring something different, and that's kind of what I am leaning towards with my characters. So I just think it's very important in today's time and age that, a change, starts within, someone local, someone, that is willing to bring that change, and honestly to just get kids into the excitement to read. And so there's no better way to kind of like create characters that people can kind of like relate to.
Sure. Well, are you going to read us a little part of your book? And I know it's a picture book. We can't show that on the podcast, but get the gist of it from the
Yes,
the text.
absolutely. Yes.
Here we go with Sisters.
Alrighty, you want me to read all of it or just some?
I think you can read all of it.
Alrighty, so here we go. So, Sisters. Good morning, Zarya and Zalea, said Dad. Today is the big day. Today your mother and I will find out the gender of the baby. Yay, exclaimed Zarya. Oh no, what if it's another girl? Cried Zarya. Then that would make 3 princesses, said Dad. Yeah, it would be 3 of us taking over the world, said Zalea. Hey, my little bean, there is nothing to worry about. Daddy will still love you the same, assured Dad while tickling Zarya. Well, what if I don't know how to be a big sister? Asked Zarya. Listen, little bean, the same way you and Sissy play, nitpick, cry, and protect each other, it'll be the same with the new baby. Sissy, having a baby sister would be magical, said Zalea. We could play dress up, show her all the fantastic baby dolls in our big dollhouse, and once she's older, she can play dress up with us. Although dressing up a baby boy would be hilarious, continued Zalea. Well, that does sound fun, but no way, a baby boy is a must. Let's go, shouted Dad. Alrighty, princesses. It's time. Today is the big day, said Mom. Hello, Woodson family. Are we excited to find out if we are having a baby boy or girl? Asked Dr. Scott. What are we hoping for? Mom and Dad stood there anxiously, patiently waiting for a response. Baby sissy, baby sissy, baby sissy, shouted Zalea. Zarya stood there quietly with her hands covering her eyes. She peeked through her little fingers. Here we go, kiddos. And it's a girl. Congratulations, shouted Dr. Scott. Hooray, cheered Zalea. Oh no, I'm never going to learn how to be a big sister, cried Zarya. Of course you are, honey. Before you know it, the baby will be like your very own life baby doll, said Mom. It'll be a matter of time for you and your sister to adjust to having a baby sister, explained Dad. Sissy, remember, girls rule the world, shouted Zalea. I got it, shouted Zarya. How about a Sissy 101 guidebook? A Sissy 101 guidebook? Asked Zalea. That's right, a guidebook on being the best sissy ever. I need to find one, proclaimed Zarya. But first, we must list what makes the perfect big sisters, said Zarya and Zalea as they thought about it. Well, let's see. Princesses, tea parties, dress-ups, and princesses, laughed Zalea. Zarya and Zalea searched the home library for the perfect Sissy 101 guidebooks. They searched and searched all night until one particular book stood out. I got it. A book about princesses. How about Princess 101? A true princess can never have enough training, said Zalea with a smile. True, but we should keep looking for a Sissy 101 guide. Sissy, let's keep looking, said Zarya. As bedtime approached, Zalea and Zarya continued to search. Okay, what do we have here? Baby's first words, ABCs, my first bath. Zarya was tossing books back and forth. The light flicked on, and both girls looked up in shock. Their mom was standing in the doorway. Okay, my little pumpkins, we should get to bed and revisit this in the morning, said Mom. But Mom, time is running out. I must learn how to be the best sissy, cried Zarya. Yes, honey, but we must get some rest. And besides, becoming the best sissy isn't something you learn in a guidebook. It's already within you and your sister, said Mom with a smile. As Mom tucked Zarya and Zalea into bed, Dad had a great idea. How about you and Zalea pick the baby's name? Asked Dad. Me and Sissy pick the baby's name. Zarya repeated, smiling. That's right, Little Bean. You and Ladybug get to choose the baby's name. But remember, we have 2 weeks before your baby sister is here, explained Dad. Zalea, come quick. We get to come up with our baby sister's name, said Zarya excitedly. I got it. How about Casey? Shouted Zalea. Casey? Not quite, replied Zarya. Well, how about you two sleep on it and let Mom and I know tomorrow morning during breakfast, said Dad. The next morning, the Woodson family gathered around the breakfast table. I got it! Zahara! Zalea exclaimed, jumping with excitement. Zarya tossed her spoon up in the air. That's it, Sissy. Zarya it is. We will be the 3 Z's, shouted Zarya excitedly. Oh, I can't wait to meet my baby sister, said Zarya as she hugged Dad. We're going to be protective big sisters, shouted Zarya and Zalea in unison. 2 weeks went by. Oh dear, I think it's time, shouted Mom. The Woodsons gathered their things and drove to Central Hospital. Dr. Scott, it's time, shouted Dad. Come this way, said Dr. Scott. The girls waited with anticipation until it was finally time to meet their new baby sister. Zarya and Zalea, there's someone who wants to meet you, said Dr. Scott. Dr. Scott led the girls to the room, and there she was, their new little sister. As Zarya and Zalea smiled, we are your big sisters, Zarya and Zalea. And your name is Zahara. We are now the 3 Z's, and we will be the best big sisters. We love you, shouted Zarya and Zalea as baby Zahara smiled.
That's adorable.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, yeah. So, again, I do just want to be clear that this book is for any siblings that who is scared to become big brothers, big sisters.
Sure.
And so pretty much it is letting them know it is okay to not understand of how to be a big brother or a big sister.
Right.
And it's okay to try to search for the answers. And if you don't have it, it will just come naturally to you.
Yeah.
So yeah. So again, Sisters is available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and Walmart.com. And
Wow.
it is for all age groups. It is for anyone, all family types.
It's adorable.
Thank you so
love it.
much.
And
Thank
I love
you.
the home library being included in there as
Yes,
well. You know,
yes.
that they're looking through all of their books at home, because that's, of course, what we like to see at the library, that kids have their own books too.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So it's about the twins, because I have twins, and
Aha.
so they were. Well, one was scared about becoming a big sister, and the other one was very excited.
Just like in the book.
Just like in the book and things. And so, and it's okay for that to happen.
Right. Yeah. They have to have their feelings too. So,
Exactly. So
Yeah.
the feelings really showed in the book.
so do you have any other projects in the works right now, as far as other books or stories you've had in the back of your mind?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, working on my second book.
Aha.
Actually, it is actually done. But this book will not be released until like spring of 2024.
Okay.
So
Right.
it is in the works.
That's good. All right. So, do you have any problems with writer's block? I always like to ask everybody about that, because I think that's something that folks out there always want to know about. You know, how do you deal with the times when maybe the words aren't coming? Does that ever happen to you?
Oh, absolutely. Actually, it happened with my current book that I'm working on, my second book that I'm currently working on. I have come to a writer's block many times when creating this story, because again, I want to reach all audience. So, I listen to the viewers, the ones who purchased the book and who left reviews and who actually sent me private messages and things like that.
So you might be getting some suggestions from people out there on book number one, and
Yes.
you're going to take those to heart for
Oh,
book number two.
absolutely. My audience are very important. They honestly mean so much to me. So I am honestly doing this for all the kids around, and also the families. So so I took everything into consideration, and I am now creating my second book. It is going to tell another story about the girls, but it's going to be more like a rhyming rhythm book. But
That'll be
still,
fun.
yes, but still have like a good storyline in it that can still make kids, laugh about what's happening in this book.
Okay.
So I am truly excited about this craft and project that I'm working on.
And we like the rhyming ones for story time here.
Oh, awesome. Well, I keep that in mind. Absolutely.
Those are always popular, because that just makes the kids all, want to bounce and take part in the story, kind of. So I think the picture books with rhymes are always really popular.
And they are. Yep. And that's what I have noticed. And, the funny thing is that whenever you're writing, you take... As an author, I don't know, maybe this is just for me, but I'm pretty sure this is probably other authors probably have the same thought process. But I actually took the things that I felt like I could have done differently in this book, and I'm actually applying it to my second book. So
Learning by doing.
yes.
You're more
Yes.
experienced with your
So,
next
yeah.
book. That's
So I am giving my own self some positive criticism, feedback of my own work. So, which helps, because I'm like, oh, okay. Ooh, okay. Maybe I should add that in the next book. Oh, I should have done this, but it's okay.
Yeah.
So
That's great. So if you encounter some writer's block, do you have any techniques that you, try to do to get rid of that? Have anything in particular?
yes, I do. I close my laptop. I get up and I probably go for like a 20-minute walk, drink me some stress therapy tea.
So yeah, whatever kind of tea there is, I'm trying to think of not sleepy time, not sleepy time tea. I know there are certain ones
It's
that
the stress therapy tea.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, so I actually drink that, and so
This is not a public endorsement of any type of tea.
no,
Not a commercial for a tea.
Absolutely not. No, but these are the things that I do to kind of like
Sure.
regain my focus back to come back to writing. And believe it or not, though, on the bright side of all this, though. When I do come back to the writing part after having a writer's block, I actually reread the story over and over, and then I'm like, okay, that's a better flow after that, and then I just get the going and going and going, and I stop, then I go all the way back up to the top, and I just reread it again, and then so pretty much I can kind of like find my next ideas on like rereading the story,
Yeah,
and
you're
then
kind
what
of having
makes
a
sense
flow.
of what comes next.
Yeah. And I think I've heard of that with people who are trying to write maybe a sequel to a famous book. I think Gone with the Wind maybe was the one I was thinking of, that she read Gone with the Wind, like 3 times in a row. So she was kind of getting the flow of that and, writing a sequel that was going to be similar but better and get that flow going in there. So
Yeah, I mean, sometimes that helps too. Sometimes you can read other books and kind of see where you want to go just by looking at other books.
Yeah.
So that right there helps as well.
All right. So you mentioned where your books can be found on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Walmart. Do you have a website or a Facebook page you want to share with us?
So I do have a Facebook page. It is actually...
Well, I'm going to tell everybody how to spell your name because that might be an important thing.
Yes, it is.
It's Tirrell, and last name is Woodson, Woodson. So that's how you spell Dr. Woodson's name.
Yes. So actually, I did change my name on Facebook. So it is actually Dr. Rell Lamar. So Drrell Lamar, Lamar.
So after I spelled all that, now you have a
I'm
famous
so
pen
sorry.
name on Facebook.
I'm so sorry.
Well, we're going to have to look that one up.
So
And,
yes, and a website is coming soon.
Okay.
It is. So the website is in the works.
Well, you're going to be here at our author fair in November. We have those twice a year, so people can look forward to meeting you there and otherwise find you online. I want to thank you so much for coming in and for donating your book to the Children's Department of the Library. So nice to have you here today.
Absolutely. Thank you. It was a pleasure of being here. Thank you so much for having me.
My pleasure.
Hey everyone, this is Jeff, and I hope you enjoyed listening to the Lore the Library Lady podcast. Join us for the local author book fair on Saturday, November 11th, 2023, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. This event is open to all and is held twice a year in both March and November. Browse, purchase books, meet, and network with local authors. Visit massillonlibrary.org for more information. Hope to see you there.